I welcome you to my home. Do come in, have a seat. I have something here to relax you. I think you'll find it quite a treat. If you find me sounding insane, it's just the absinthe talking. It's just the
Well, while I have a little bit of absinthe left, I was asked by one of our crew to videotape the answer to a question that he had that he thought you guys might be interested in, kind of a tongue-in-cheek way. And the question was why we have a two-party system. And so I thought it'd be a little fun to go ahead and address that, not maybe in a way that you've heard before, but to address it in terms of engineering and how I look at the two-party system, why we have it, and why we will always have a two-part political system. And the reason for that is that if you have a problem that you're trying to solve, and say for the sake of argument, you have 24 different engineers that are trying to design a solution to your problem, you'll immediately be able to see that some of those ideas are just absolutely outrageous and never going to work, and that there are a certain number of those ideas that are impractical, whether or not it's because it'll take too long, involves engineering that isn't ready for prime time yet, or maybe it's just too expensive. You've decided to go to the right side of the periodic table of elements for your materials. And so what you're left with then is a group of, say, 12 or so ideas that are actually viable and something that you could possibly pursue. And so then you do that, and then you pare down, and then you have groups of engineers that clump together to support one idea over another idea, and then you get it pared down further. And so then finally you get down to a point where you've got 6, 5, 4 ideas. And finally, after all of this agonizing, you wind up with 3 ideas. Now, in industry, in product development, all three of those ideas get green lighted. You roll on each one of them. And at some point during the product development phase, one of those 3 ideas is going to fall out of favor. And at that point, you'll have some engineers that still want to support that idea, and you'll have engineers that are then split in supporting the other 2. Hopefully, if you have a really good product development team, you'll have somebody that can actually rein them in. So you'll wind up with 2 ideas that will compete against each other for the top spot. Now, by top spot, I don't mean that these machines don't both get built. They both get built. But only one of them winds up on the manufacturing floor. And if you want to look at it as that being the predominant party, or the party of the person who winds up getting elected president, then that's probably a healthy way to try and look at that. It doesn't mean that the other 2 ideas aren't viable. One of them just might be waiting for the technological climate to mature before it then rises up to become one of those 2 predominant ideas. And behind all of this now, you will wind up with 7 engineers that support one, 7 engineers that support the other, and then 10 engineers or so that support the 3rd idea, or even one of the ideas that got dropped. And so then you have this soup that consists of good ideas and bad ideas. And what you can only hope for then is that the 2 ideas that are being supported aren't being infected by that soup of of lost ideas that you have that either are completely impractical or are just too expensive. Just there's no way to bring them to market. And so anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting thing. Somebody suggested that I bring that to you, and maybe that will help diffuse this incredibly divisive political climate that we find ourselves in today. And so please take stock of what it is that you believe in. Don't sacrifice your scruples, but definitely try and always promote those machines that work and help us all out. We'll get past all of this. We'll pull together. The politics of today is not the politics of tomorrow. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.